the Alchemist Astrologer, and this is your Sun, Moon, and Stars reading for Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising, and Pisces Moon. So the first row is the Sun row. This is the outward appearance, the manifestation of a situation. It's how the world sees it. You have the Hermit card, so for some of you there may be a Virgo who's very important, but for others of you this is perhaps a period of withdrawal. Perhaps you feel isolated, maybe this is self-imposed, maybe you're working on a research project. Something is coming to light into your awareness, or you are shining a light for others to see. So information is going to be important. Self-awareness, awareness of others. And there may be issues related to health, age, wisdom, experience, knowledge, education, spirituality. Those may be in focus. Again, you may be taking more time to reflect, to self-reflect, to contemplate, to meditate. Perhaps spiritual union with the divine source. For others of you, you may be withdrawing. Maybe you're reading, you're learning, you're studying, you're researching. But for others of you, maybe you're feeling a sense of loneliness or grappling with emotional or physical or mental well-being. You may be keeping others at arm's length. Maybe you're in a situation that you're not happy with. Maybe you see it as temporary, and so you're simply biding your time until the tide shifts. Or you're sitting, taking stock of a situation, gathering information, gaining some kind of enlightenment. Now, maybe you are looking at what other people are doing or saying in order to, make some decisions. And that's important that you remain objective, logical, philosophical, so that you can see things in practical terms, so that you can see yourself clearly and that you can see others clearly. So this isn't so much relying on what people are saying, but rather what they're doing, so that you can make good choices that are best for you. So you have to be logical. So you have to make sure that you're not closing off to good advice, whether that's from others or what your intuition is telling you. This may be a very good time to seek advice from people who are wise, who are sage, spiritual advisors, educational advisors, somebody who has the information that you need. Now, this is a period that may feel rather stressful. Could be you're grappling with some kind of crisis. You're definitely having to finish unfinished business, resolve old issues, address situations that you'd rather just go away and not deal with, but they are here and you're going to have to come to terms with it. You're tying up loose ends. But keep in mind that as you navigate this stressful path, you are being spiritually protected. There's something that the universe wants you to see. And you may find yourself in situations with people who are confrontational, or you may be taking that on. This could be a period where there's a lot of sensitivity, hypercriticism, feelings of superiority. I know more than you. I know what's best. And the lesson in all of these scenarios and exchanges is the lesson of humility. The lesson about judgment, criticism, acceptance of others, other viewpoints, tolerance, accepting yourself. So for some of you, again, you are going within, you're isolating, getting some answers. You're being educated, or you're educating others about a situation. And you're doing a lot of thinking. This is a lot of contemplation, pondering over something. And messages that you may be receiving. Maybe you're receiving spirit messages, but there's also an inner dialogue in your head, and you have to examine whether those messages that you are, being filtered through your mind, are those accurate? Are they valid? Are they realistic? Maybe you feel like you're not being taken seriously. It could be, acting foolishly, not listening to good advice, being illogical. So information is important. Wrapping up loose ends. Looking at people in practical terms, taking stock of practical matters, being objective about life. Now, the moon row is the inward manifestation. This is how this situation is making you feel. It's the effect that it's having on you as a person. And you have the World card. So we have two majors here. A lot that is beyond your control, major spiritual lessons. The World is about making an assessment. Now, maybe this is a book, maybe this is a book critique, maybe you're assessing your health or some information that you've received. This may tie to world affairs, the world at large, foreigners, people with a very different background than yours. It's a card about tolerance, the differences of others. Perhaps where somebody's been living within a bubble or very self-contained, limited access. So you're doing an assessment of limitation. What is possible for yourself? Are you overreaching? Is there a glass ceiling? Can you break it? Are you overextending yourself? What can you say no to? What are the restrictions? What are the boundaries? Are they healthy? This is also a card of trying to create the best possible outcome. You're at the very end of a cycle that carried many, many lessons. And what did you get out of that? What kind of awareness have you gained? You're closing out a cycle in order to begin anew. So it's going to require some tolerance, some difference of perspective, and some compassion, because you're seeking second chances in some area of your life. You're moving in a new direction. It could be a new job, new relationship, new attitude, new outlook, new health regimen, whatever it is. You are doing an assessment, and the goal is to come out on top, of the world, to be a winner, an achiever, to have the best possible outcome. So you're doing this life review, this review of a situation, and it's going to require forgiveness and compassion, both of yourself and of others. Again, you may be traveling, you may be dealing with foreigners, you may be dealing with the internet. Distance may be important. The distance between you and others, the distance in perspective, and looking at where perhaps there's some necessary change, where you're not closing off to new opportunities, or where you're not overextending yourself and moving beyond a healthy boundary. So there's some revelation. Something, again, is coming to light. You're learning something. This is something being brought to your attention. So there are revelations that connect to the world at large, world affairs, closing something out, an assessment, a review, the finishing of a chapter in order to start anew. Now, the last row is the stars row. This is how you can make this situation work for you. Well, you have this Seven of Cups. So this is about looking clearly at the options in front of you. And you have a lot of options, but they don't all hold merit for you. So it's being very discerning, taking stock, doing this assessment, looking at the information, not just what people are saying, but also what they're doing. You may feel overwhelmed by a situation, and maybe you feel under the weather. Maybe it's depression, maybe it's fatigue. It could be that you're scattering your energy, your attention into too many directions. So this is about prioritizing. Make a list if you need to, and decide what is most important to you and work your way down in that order, and you may actually have more free time. Now, this could be a period where you're very inspired. Your imagination is at play. Maybe you're an artist or a writer or even psychic. You are receiving information. There's a download from divine source. So you could be very prolific, very creative during this period, especially if you prioritize and get things in order. This is seeing the big picture, seeing what holds value, knowing what to put your time and energy into. That's how you make this situation work for you. And for some of you, there could be, this card also represents color for me. So for some of you, there may be issues that bring into your awareness issues of race or difference, whether that is ethnically, socially, culturally, financially, spiritually, whatever it is. You're looking at the differences and perhaps learning to appreciate those. There may have been some ignorance about certain things, and you're gaining information and enlightenment. And this is about boldness, the boldness of putting something out there. It could be your work, your creative ideas, what you want to say. Again, this could be writing, painting, music, photography. For some of you, you may receive some message over the internet. Maybe you're attending some kind of conference, a Zoom conference, Snapchat, text, because something about this is ephemeral. It is not long-lasting. But this is, putting something out there, being very bold, making a statement, having the confidence to, be front and center, or could be recognizing where you need to tread more lightly in a situation. Now, the underlying energy is this Knight of Swords. So communication is key. There could be issues surrounding communication or travel. This is a knight who is impulsive, impetuous. He can be rash, brash. He wants to take action, and he really doesn't want to take no for an answer. He's very, very focused on his goal. Now, perhaps you're rushing toward something, rushing into something. Maybe it's a quick solution, or maybe it's just, again, a rash, spontaneous situation. For some of you, this is about protecting, rushing in to protect, or somebody rushing to protect you. Or this is about somebody bringing you into a conflict. There's a tendency to be sarcastic, argumentative, aggressive, forceful. It may even be law enforcement involved, or legal situations. Some of you may be focused on paperwork, deeds, documents, important papers, checks. So there's an issue of being an advocate, an ally, or being an enemy, an opponent. And, only you know which side of the line you sit on. This is air energy. It could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But there's a rush to do something. There's a strong objective, a goal. And perhaps it ties to healing. Now, there may be healing communication. It may be a trip that requires healing. Maybe you're trying to heal over an argument or words that were exchanged. Maybe this is an ambulance. Maybe there's a health issue and somebody has to be rushed to the hospital, or they have to have surgery. This could be an illness that's difficult to diagnose, or maybe it ties to alcoholism or drugs. But there is communication in the pursuit of healing, or there's healing that needs to be done because of some form of communication or thought or mental activity. Now, the advice is the masculine, lunar god. So let's see what that's all about. The masculine. It is time to step forward and lead. Be the leader in your own life. You have more power than you think. It's time to formally learn more. Enroll in a course or learn a new skill. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself. Take steps to improve your health and vitality. May the positive attributes of the masculine align with me. While lunar gods are rare, usually their realms are the solar, they are conspicuous when they appear. The Australian Aboriginal deity of the Wanarua tribal area, Bayami, encourages us to observe the laws of the land and to appreciate the beauty around us. Bayame is depicted with having big eyes and no mouth, teaching us that sometimes beauty does not need to be spoken about, just witnessed with the eyes of our head and of our heart. The Norse god Mani, the moon himself, teaches us to be wise and about the passage of time. The Mesopotamian sin shows us how to ask about the future and how important it is to protect the weak. There are many more. The traditional positive attributes of the masculine, such as strength, vitality, power of will, shielding and protection of the weak, are important for anyone to adopt, no matter their gender or orientation. Should you pull this card, it is asking you to step up into your power, your uniqueness, and offer your guidance to those who may need it. So this gets back to what we said, the hermit gaining some education, bringing awareness to others, rushing in to protect, having compassion, tolerance for differences, putting something out there that is healing in nature. All right, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notify bell button, and leave me some comments.